Thank you, my loyal followers and listeners, for tuning in to Buckle Up with Bershan, the Warrior Edition. This month, we will be highlighting the most amazing stories of true, real warriors. Because as you know, there's always a story behind a story, and we never know what really goes on. And I'm here to share the stories for you to be inspired, motivated, and empowered. Now, right now, times are really tough. The world has changed. We are in this pandemic, and it just seems to go on and on and on. People are struggling with depression, anxiety, loneliness, uh, issues of mental health from A to Z. And I'm here to remove the stigma. Let's talk about it and let's find out what people are really doing. We must change with it and come out on top. So, you, my loyal listeners, are also a warrior. We are going to make history together. So, buckle up, sit back for 30 minutes, and join our other warriors as we celebrate the spirit of human connection. Be inspired, be motivated, and dedicated to being empowered. We have two amazing people today. One, a former basketball player, James Christian, and then we have a comedian, Speedy. I mean, you guys are amazing already. You're amazing. Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
Happy to be here.
Oh my God.
Excited,
I love
blessed,
that.
definitely blessed.
Excited. Yes, yes. So you don't know, I'm a warrior. I'm a stage 4 breast cancer thriver.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wow.
doctors gave me 3 months to live about 12 years ago. They told me cancer was all over my body, all over my back, everywhere, and I wasn't going to make it. And I'm a thriver. I'm here today doing this podcast with you guys. 12 years, going on 13 years later. Yes.
Wow, I love it. I love it. I
I
love
know.
it.
You love, look at that New York hat. You know New
Word.
York.
No doubt, Queen.
Can't take
No
New
doubt.
York away, huh? I love it.
Not at all.
Not at
Uh,
all. So tell me, I mean, both of you are amazing, right? With these foundations, you have Teach One, Reach One, and you have D Up Basketball. Now, how did these two organizations come together?
well, with Dia basketball, with me playing pro basketball, having the opportunity to do that, I wanted to do something to give back to the community. So I decided to start Dia basketball, and the company, we teach a basketball class for 3 to 6 year old boys and girls, and 7 to 14 year olds to give back to the community. And excuse me, it's me and other former NBA guys. We donate our time to give back to bless these families, and we give away free prizes, NBA tickets to families, and we discount single parents, and we make it affordable. We only charge $10, and families get to come out and participate and get these prizes and NBA tickets. And it's a blessing. I just feel like God blessed me, so it's only right to bless others and give back. So when I put the price together, I just didn't want kids to miss out on the opportunity to better themselves due to financial reasons. That's why I made it so affordable for families all over to be able to come out and participate.
Wow, such a blessing. I mean, wow, and we need that, right? Because unfortunately, people do have financial issues, and they can't get the motivation. They don't get the support. They don't get the bandwidth to learn. So, blessings to you on that. And Speedy, tell us about yours.
well, what I'm doing right now is with the stand up and helping James out to host the show that he has coming up at the Laugh Factory. And so just being, part of the community here, having my own radio show, which is Roll Out Live with Speedy and Friends, and getting the word out that way. I'm able to talk to people across the country. We have people calling in from everywhere just to listen 3 days out of the week, 1 o'clock to 4. And then James brought me on board to help, host the comedy show. I've been doing stand up going on 30 years now, from small little venues to Madison Square Garden. So I've done pretty much everything, and lending my services to him to help out what his dream is what I'm here for. And so we hooked up, And I told him I would love to host a show for him. I've hosted for Jamie Foxx, hosted for all kind of comedy tours, and so here's a chance for me to give back in that way. And I think laughter just helps everybody out, no matter how old you are. What laughter is there to at least let you forget about some of the things you have to deal with when you get home.
I love that. And I have to tell you, I have heard you do stand up in LA and you are very funny. So, yes, kudos to that. So, we got a good one. And you know what? Look, like we need to do something. I'm launching a mental health app called You Are a Warrior. Like Lori had told you, it's for mental health. As you know, blacks, we don't deal with our mental health. We don't deal with depression. As athletes, you got to be at the top of your game. And if something happens or you're depressed, you can't show that. You
Right.
are their heroes, so they think everything's okay. I'm a
Right.
public figure, so what you're doing is amazing. Oh my god, teach
Thank
one.
you.
So I want to get it. Teach one, reach one. So
Yes.
tell us about teach one, reach one. Look at that smile. I love it.
Yeah,
You did that.
it's a
It's such a start.
blessing, man. It's my nonprofit foundation, and what we're doing that's coming up, and I share with you is it was recently brought to my attention that the high school dropout rate for foster care kids is up to 80% right now.
Wow,
80% exactly. And
wow.
they don't have a mom and they don't have a dad and they live in house to house. So I was like, you know what, James, we got to do something to let these foster care kids know that they're not forgot about.
Yeah,
So I decided to do a toy drive, and I'm throwing a whole weekend of events. And the weekend is December 18th and 19th of December. So on December 18th, I'm going to do a 100% free basketball camp for 100 foster care kids,
wow.
and we're going to get them free haircuts. We're giving out free shoes and everything to the foster care kids. And then we bought out the Laugh Factory out in Hollywood for December 19th. At 5 o'clock, we're going to do the comedy show. And with Speedy's going to be hosting, which I'm so excited about because God definitely blessed him. And the one thing that he does, he maximizes his blessing. And
Yeah.
he's all about giving back and supporting. And then we're going to have an after party to that. So my main thing is just trying to find sponsors to help us sponsor these foster care kids with some toys. And if people don't have toys, they can donate money to our nonprofit foundation for us to purchase toys on their behalf. They have that option there, or they can purchase tickets to come out to the event, which is one of the main things because this is something that we're going to do every year in LA. And we want to show people that we're not going nowhere. We're going to stand behind these foster care kids, and we're going to show up and we're going to support them and let them know they're not invisible and we do care about them. So I just need everybody's support and help to purchase tickets. Let's sell everything out. Let's get these toys to the foster care kids because I partnered with Child Protective Services. So literally the next day, we're going to be able to go and pass out all the toys to all the foster care kids effective immediately.
So wow, James, you just touched my heart, and I'm going to donate. So you need to let me
Wow.
know where I'm gonna donate. Where do we go? Where do we go?
Um, to our website to donate and or purchase tickets, and it's T the number one R the number one FD.org.
Let me
And
get it again. Let's so the audience. So it's www.t like Tom, R like
T
Roger, the number one, F like Frank, D like dog.
no
No? Oh,
no
okay.
it's T nope it's T the number one, right? R the number one FD.org, short for Teach One Reach One
Okay.
Foundation.
And we could donate right on the page.
Yes, yes, you can donate there, and you click on the flyer and the name of the event is called Jingle Jokes and Jams.
I know. I love that. Oh my God. Jingles,
So
Joe. I love that.
and
Jingles.
and
Wow.
Speedy gonna show out on them. Speedy, you gonna show.
Oh my God, Speedy. This is so beautiful. It's beautiful because when people come together, like it really is about giving. Both of you are blessed, right? You're at the top of your game. Speedy at the top of your game in comedy. And now it's time to give back. And that's what you want to do. Do you help kids with comedy, Speedy?
Well, what we're gonna be putting a workshop together next month to do here. I have my own office space to do it. We also have a production center where we have music, and we have an editing bay to do films because I'm also involved in writing movies and getting people to come in who want to write and do those type of things. So we're going to start all of that at the beginning of the year, and we're looking for interns, people who want to come down and just learn the business. Because the hardest thing about our business is trying to get it in, and we want to be able to get as many black kids in here to learn what we've learned, and then let them go do their thing.
That's beautiful because you know what? That's what I say. So I love it when we put our arm back into the community and help and give back, right? Because so many of us get left behind because we don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know how to get in. We don't know how to, like, even my cousin, I wish I would have been better or had better support for him because, he's 6'6". He played, but he didn't have like a camp. He didn't have someone to guide him, and I didn't. You know what I mean? Like, tell us about that, James. Like, getting into the basketball field. How does a young person get into it? I mean, is it just you got to be good at school? Because sometimes you don't go to the right school.
Right,
Sometimes you don't have that support. No one nurtures that. Like, look
right,
at you. You got nurtured, right?
right. It was a thing for me. It was the motivation, the inspiration to be motivated, and you have to have understanding of the game of basketball. And first and foremost, you have to understand basketball is 10% physical, 90% mental.
Say that
See,
again. That's deep.
bas-
Say that again.
basketball is 10% physical, 90% mental. I don't care how nice your game is. If you're not mentally strong, you're done. And that's the thing you have to understand, and you have to constantly reinvent yourself as a basketball player.
Mhm.
So it's certain things that you have to know. Like for me, I was the shortest on every basketball team I've been on throughout my whole career, high school, college, and pro. But God blessed me with some heart, and I had no fear, and I was mentally stronger than a lot of the guys. And that's what made me successful. And I was determined because, to be honest with you, it was my dream. And I
Yeah.
was never going to let anybody detour me from my dream,
Mm-hmm.
period. And if my grandmother would have got out there, I would have gave it to her because I'm like, Grandma, you shouldn't be on the court. Like,
Yeah,
because
you were
it's my
focused,
dream.
right?
Right. Well, the worst thing that you can ever have happen in life, ever, is to have me, your parents, or anybody believe in you more than you do.
Mm.
That's the word. Am I right, Speed? Like, that's the worst, right?
Absolutely. Because even when someone asks me before a show, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "I'm never nervous. I'm just ready to get out there and show these people what I do, and kill the room, and make people laugh." I was telling a friend of mine, if I never got paid and I could just see people laugh, that's payment for me, because I know I can make people laugh and forget about whatever was they were dealing with, and the mental part you were saying is the same thing in what I do. It's mostly mental. It's going out there and knowing no matter what happened, no matter who's not feeling right that day, when they come in the room, I'm gonna get that energy out of the room and I'm gonna make them feel good.
Oh my God, I love you too. Oh,
Mhm.
you guys got to do a little mini video on my Warrior app. This is what people need to be inspired by. The mental. You're telling us that, you know what? It's all mental. 90%. You believe in yourself. How did you get this, Speedy? And how did you get this, James? How did it come? Like,
Well,
two black men. Like, how did you get this mindset?
Well, for me, I always believe that God has given everyone a gift. Sometimes you know right off the bat what your gift is, and sometimes you have to find out later on. And I found out later on that making people laugh is the gift He gave me. And when I found that out, I just kept wanting to get better, wanting to go up every single. 3 people, and then I'm performing in front of 50,000. So I made sure that I covered all bases. So no way, no matter what the situation, I would never be caught off guard. And it's like you said in basketball, I played ball. I didn't play at his level, but I thought I was nice. Uh, you just have to be ready for whoever. The big, tall, short, doesn't matter. Who get on that court, I'm gonna give it to you. Or if you get me, I'll give you that respect and say you got me, but you're not gonna keep getting me. I'm gonna find get that next game.
Yeah.
And
I love now, James. How did you get this mindset? Right, you're from the Bronx. You're from New York City,
Right.
so New York City is concrete jungle. I live
Right.
in New York. I know Harlem, Soho. I know the hustle. Believe me, I know
Right.
the New
Right.
York grind. And you got to grind in New York to make it. So,
Yes.
who
Yes.
gave you this foundation?
Well, really, I embraced the first and foremost, I embraced the fact that I'm a rose that grew from concrete. Like I get it. Like you know what I'm saying? And what got me into it is that I got into basketball. My father, he died when I was 5 years old. And I got into basketball to get the death of my father off my mind. So basketball is more than a game.
Mm,
It's therapeutic.
mm,
And I grew up with all sisters and all women, my mother and my 3 sisters. So my youngest sister is 8 years older than me. So I was the baby and only boy, right? So I had to become the man of the house at 6 years old, right? So I had to grow up fast. My
mm,
mentality had to move fast. And I understood at a young age, to keep it real with you, I understood that my mother wasn't going to be financially able to send me to college. So
mm,
I made a decision that I didn't want her stressing and worrying about how to get me to college or having to get all these second and third and fourth jobs just to get me to go to college. So I made the decision to maximize my blessing, and I focused on black basketball, and I worked and I worked and I worked because I didn't want to put that pressure on my mother to have to try to come up with all this money to get me to go to college. So it was that mentality. So it was a whole vibe. It was a whole purpose the whole time.
mm.
And I was able to go to college. I went to the University of Iowa, played college basketball there, but I got my degree in criminal law because I didn't want basketball to be my only source of income. I wanted to make sure that I had something to fall back on so I can go back to the kids and let them know you don't have to be a product of your environment. Like we can get
I love
busy.
you.
You
Got to
can
stop.
do anything.
Hold on, James. You giving some nuggets, right? Let the audience hear that. You don't have to be a product of your environment, right? So
Right.
you got a degree in criminal law, but I
Yes.
mean, thank goodness you got. I mean, you went pro. How long did you play pro?
I was I played pro. I was in Japan for 3 years. And then
Mm,
after Japan, I went to Barcelona, Spain. It wasn't the easy route. I didn't get drafted right out of college to playing pro basketball. And I went to
mm,
Barcelona. I was there for a few years. And then I finally got the opportunity to come on with the LA Clippers. And then once I got that opportunity as well, I tore my meniscus and my ACL, right?
oh
So
wow.
that was that. And the NBA is a business,
Mm-hmm,
and you become from being goods to damaged goods, right?
mm,
So the NBA love you, but they're not in love with you. And that's what a lot of athletes got to understand. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Am I right, Speed? It's like
yeah.
it's like that type of energy that so many people don't get. They think about the longevity and the loyalty and all that other stuff, but you got to understand it's like, yo, I may love you, but I'm not in love with you. Business is business.
Business is business, right? So it's no hard feelings. It's just business. And you know what? I love that, Speedy. Let's talk about the business of comedy, right? I mean, that's a tough business. It's
well,
a
I'll say this: I comedians and young ones I meet all the time. I started off doing stand up, but I made sure because as a black man, we got to do it all. I can't just do stand up. So I made sure when I was on the TV show, I went with the writers, found out how to write on the show. I did audience warm up for for Married with Children, you name it. Most warm up on all those shows. Living Single, and I learned
mhm.
from that how to be an actor, write a script. I wrote two movies. One I got a gospel movie coming out called When We Pray, and Jamie, my boy Jamie Foxx is the exec producer on it, and we should be ready to shoot that in January. And
Okay.
it's just always wanting to not just do one thing because I think as Black people we never look at life like I'm gonna just learn to do this. We learn to do it all just in case you need something else. I know how to do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
You can fall back. Exactly.
it's right anyway. So they'll go, well, can you drive this machine? I sure can. Y'all paying me? I'll drive that machine. And then
I
I
can
go
cut a machine. I can fix the tires. I can do the what? Like I can do it all.
it all. And that's how in this business, and I especially being Black, you got to know how to do it all. You can't just be an actor. You
Mm-mm.
can't. But those actors are that's a certain kind of actors. But if you're trying to get in, learn to be an actor, learn how to work the grip, learn how to work the camera thing, be nice to everybody on set because you never know who you're going to meet later on who might remember you. And they go, yeah, he's fine or he's fine. And then you go right through. That's the other part that a lot of people don't understand. Be nice to everybody. Even people you think you shouldn't be or not shouldn't be, but you just see them in a different light. Just because he's holding the cord on the camera doesn't mean he's not trying to be the cameraman. It just means
Mm-hmm.
so you might see him later on, and he's a director, and he'll go, "Yeah, I remember you. You was a warm up on this place, and we're looking for an actor. Come on, I'm gonna give you a chance." So I just tell everybody, just keep your eye on what you want to do, but try to do it all.
Right.
I
And
love that.
that's
You guys are kicking some gems. I'm like, wow, I need to come out to LA. I got
right.
to take this event. I mean, December 19th. I love it.
Right.
No, because what you're telling the audience is that it's not easy. People
Hmm.
look on Instagram and they think it's easy. They think that they can do. So I'm an international motivational speaker and a business coach. They think, oh, because I'm here, I'm in Paris. No, I've been working my butt off. Speedy been doing this for 33 years. James didn't just go to the NBA. He went to Barcelona. You went this up, down, around
Right.
to get there, right? And
Right.
so I want people to understand that it doesn't come overnight. It doesn't
Right.
come easy. You got to work your butt off, right? What
Right.
do you tell the audience who thinks it's easy, Speedy, and then James? What do you tell the audience who thinks it's easy? What do you tell them?
Because of how things are now, everybody wants it easy. Nobody wants to learn how to do something. They want to say, "Well, can you show?" Well, I got it, or no, let me show you how to do it. And it's not easy, but if you learn it, it's going to become easy. That's when it becomes easy. The more you learn about it, reading a book, ask someone, go sit down and watch someone do something for a while. Then you start to do it. Then it's easy, but it didn't start that way. It got easy as I went along, and I just kept doing different shows, different levels of shows, and then that's when it became easy.
That's when. And what about you, James?
I just relate everything to what I like to call the duck syndrome. It's something I call is the duck syndrome. Have you guys be have you guys ever been to a pond and y'all seen the duck, right, go across the pond? And when
Yeah.
Yeah,
the duck is going across that pond, it's gliding and it's so smooth and it's just going. But you have no idea under that water the duck's feet is going 1,000 miles an hour, right?
Yeah.
That's what I call that's life. That's the work we put in. We make it look easy, like the duck
it,
just floating and doing his thing,
It
but
looks
under
easy.
that water is going nuts, right?
You go like this. Yeah.
Right, right. It's going nuts. And that's what it is. It's the hard what people don't realize the hard work that goes into things and the stuff that we do. And honestly, transitioning, I know you talking about me and Speedy Queen, but I have to tell you this and let you know this. I'm so proud of you. Like I'm proud of you, Queen, and your battle and
yeah,
everything that you did. And you're being a success story because it's times you could have folded and quit a long time ago and you didn't, and you kept going, and your mentality was right. Instead of telling, like, this is just me and what I feel like instead of you telling God about your cancer, you told your cancer about your God. You know
Yep.
what
mm-hmm,
I'm saying?
It is.
And you did your thing, and you here, and you deserve to be celebrated.
yeah,
The doctor tried to tilt your crown,
Yep.
and you choose to straighten your crown up and wear it like a queen's supposed to wear. And on behalf of myself, Speedy, everything, we want you to know We proud of you, Queen. You doing your thing. We
Thank you.
proud
That
of
means
you.
a lot. Thank you. No, thank you so much. Golly, I'm in love with y'all. I can just go. We can just do this forever because you know what it is? I am into us building community, right? We don't help each other out enough. We don't support each other enough. Like we talk about this all the time, but we don't really take the action. We don't, and so I started my app because for us to do this, for us to remove the stigma and the shame, you know, so many people that I know, businessmen, athletes, artists, are ashamed of dealing with their background, dealing with their warrior stories, foster kids, dealing with stuff. You know, I know somebody who's a foster kid was basically lying all his life, making it seem like his parents went to school and he made it seem like he lived in another neighborhood. But now he's a top banker in Wall Street. He goes back and tell the story, but he lied all the way through. I mean, think about that. And you are helping foster kids, giving hope, giving support, right? They need that because one, they're embarrassed, they're ashamed, they don't want to talk about it, and they're scared. And like what you two are doing is amazing. That's what I want us to do. I want us
Thank you
to
so much. Thank
spread
you.
this word, right? James, this is amazing. Speedy, I mean, making people laugh. That is an art in itself. People uplifting people. You know, we are in these hard times and y'all don't know what people are going through.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Right.
story behind the story. And that's what,
Right.
it's about uplifting you two. I'm going to put this on my social. I'm going to put this, I'm going to donate. I want people to know Speedy and James Christian. I want people to donate. I want people to say, let's spread this worldwide. I want people to say, foster kids, you get a chance too. Don't drop out. You have a
Right.
chance. 80%, that's
Right.
horrific news. Yeah,
That's tough. And we will be implemented it in different states and different cities. So we coming to your city, we coming all over because I wanted to make sure that I married the comedy and the foster care kids because I know it's foster care kids in every state and every city and it's comedy clubs in every state and every city. So we gonna be out there. Have Speed by my side and we're
Yeah.
gonna be out there and we're gonna marry them because with everything that's going on, the world needs to laugh right now. And
the
at the
world
end
needs
of the
to laugh.
day, laughter is good for the soul. Am I right, Speed?
Most definitely.
Oh my God. Look at y'all. I'm just like, okay, hey, look, I may have to talk to y'all in a mental health app too. Look, do I need to
Okay.
come on the road? Right. Because you guys are amazing. I'm just like, I just can't believe this. So you two seem so close. How
Mm.
did y'all like? I know you didn't tell us like how did y'all get so close? How did you I mean, y'all like seem like brothers.
I'll say that a couple recent a long time ago, and then we rehooked up a couple weeks ago. But I just think black men who what when they're really doing something, and you see what they're doing, and you're like, okay, we all clicking. So it's just like when you see somebody and you guys, it's like being somewhere and you see another black person. There's no other black people around. Give them that nod, like good, you good. That's how it and it's been that way with me and James. And then now that we finally put the puzzle together, and it's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We taking off. And I always tell people, I never support black. I buy black.
There it is. Woo, boom. Drop the mic on that. I don't support it. I buy it, right? So talk is cheap. That's what you're saying, Speedy. Right? We can
Right.
talk about, oh yeah, this and that. This person got that. Nope, I'm buying it. So I'm telling you, I'm donating. How about that? That's it.
Right.
Bershan Shaw, the UR Warrior app, we will donate. And we need to think about something that we can do together because this
Right.
just ties into mental health. Foster kids. So I have a Bernice Foundation that's all about mental health for helping at-risk kids and foster kids. I mean, you two
Yes.
are powerful. Like James,
Mm.
Speedy, come on, powerful. Are you ever on the East Coast?
Always, always.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna be there next month doing a comedy show out that way, and then just doing different comedy clubs. I know Jamie's gonna go back out and start do a comedy tour, so I'm gonna be hosting that for him. We just did a book tour, and so he's gonna kind of kick that back up. So I mean, I'm back out there. I'm out there trying to get it, and people
I,
want to.
I love it. And
Yes.
okay, well, I was gonna say who's your favorite comedian, but I don't know if you I don't know if you gotta say one. I mean, hey, you can say two or three.
I'll say
Who?
Dave, Dave, Kevin
Chappelle?
Hart, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart.
Okay, okay. And why?
Dave Chappelle, because for me, act every single time. He has not a joke. He's raised the bar every time we thought he couldn't go to a level, he would. And in comedy, it's hard to do because every joke has been done except for the one that's about your life. And a lot of comics don't know that. If you talk about your life, new to bring to the table. And Richard Pryor was just incredibly just he painted a picture, and you were able to see that picture and knew exactly what he was talking about.
Wow. I love now, James. I know you who's your favorite basketball player?
Wow. My favorite, I definitely rock with Mike. I definitely rock with Jordan. Mike changed the game. He elevated the game. He really introduced us to the business component of it for real. Like he really introduced us to the
He
business
definitely
part of
did.
it.
Took it to the next
Right.
level. Yes.
Right. You think about it, Mike kind of did a lot more like business wise to let us know that we was more than an athlete.
I
And
love
I
that.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
there's levels to this, and he let you know that there's levels to it. It's an athlete, but there's a business side of being an athlete, and there's a bit.
Right.
Wow, look at this. This is amazing, you two. I want to get to know you both offline. I'm gonna get your information. I want to give you mine because I really do. In my foundation, we help foster kids. So any way I can do, I can help coach them, support, give my whatever. This is it's bigger than me. Yeah,
Right.
I was left on this earth as a messenger, as a healer.
Right.
It's bigger than me. It's not about Bershan Shaw. It is about humankind and giving back and letting somebody else have a story. You
Right.
have a story, James. You have a story, Speedy, and you two together are explosive. And I just
Thank
want to
you.
thank you so much. So, how do we find you, Speedy?
Speedy is funny on everything. That's Speedy IZ, funny on everything. My radio show is Speedy and Friends. Digital is the show Roll Out Live with Speedy and Friends. 3 days a week. See it on YouTube or Patreon. And if you want to laugh and just help get through your day, that's what we do. I find it so weird that people will listen to my show, and if we're not on air, they'll email me or they'll hit me on my social media and go, "Where are you? I need to hear the show to get through my day." So I appreciate all the fans that do that. And I don't know the people I help until they do that. Never know who you touch, but at least if you're doing what you're doing, you know you're touching somebody.
You're touching. Oh, I love that. I love this.
Right.
And James, how do we find you?
Um, for my basketball company, you can go to on Instagram. It's D_up_basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Instagram for Teach One Reach One Foundation, you go to T_1_R_1FD on Instagram.
Okay. All right.
Huh?
Let me get it again because yours a little. You got all this. Okay.
I
D
just, right,
D
go ahead.
for up basketball.
No, D_up
Up.
underscore
Oh, up underscore. Okay, because we're gonna put Lord
basketball.
underscore. Okay, you got all these.
Okay. Right. It's D_up_basketball.
Okay.
And then and all Teach One Reach One Foundation.
Okay.
I tried to shorten it by saying T_1
I,
R_1 FD. Speedy laughed at me, and
I'm like,
I thought that was the short version of it.
no, I'm like D1 R1 FD. Okay,
Right.
but
But
but I
but
get
our
it. Look,
main goal is to try to sell out this comedy. So we need people to purchase tickets to help show that we're not going nowhere. That's
mm-hmm,
the greatest show. When we sell out this show, that's going to send a statement. This is more than just a show. This is a movement. And I
Yeah,
need everybody to show up and support the movement to come out to Hollywood in their city, and we show up to let them know we're standing with these foster care kids, and we're going to show up for them every time, and they're not invisible to us. We see these foster care kids, so we really need people to go to our website, purchase the tickets, and come out and laugh, support Speedy as well, and have a great time.
I love it. Jingle Jokes and Jam. Please, you guys, you have to go to, again, I want to get it, TR1, no, T1R1FD.org. Purchase your tickets, Jingle Jokes and Jam. Follow both of these amazing men who are giving back to the community, Speedy and James Christian. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you so
I
much.
really appreciate it. You two are such a blessing. And I'm glad to host you. Thank you. We're going to get connected offline. And let me just tell you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Be blessed. And let's make this happen. Let's make this event worldwide and global. Thank you. And this show is brought to you by Emerald Construction. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday.